a new adaptation of the classic Stephen King novel that was formerly adapted into a two-part miniseries that haunted my dreams as a child. Honestly though, it's been such a long time since I've seen the miniseries, I'm not even going to bring it up as a comparison, even though a lot of it is burned into my brain forever. I actually do remember quite a bit of it. The blood balloons in the library, the sewer drain scene with Georgie, but in hindsight I also remember it being very long and very cheesy. I think they beat Tim Curry by shooting him with a slingshot at the end with silver. And did he turn into a giant spider at the end? I remember that for some reason. This could be totally wrong. I haven't done any research about this, but knowing Stephen King and how weird he is, I might be 100% right about this. But if you ever want to know why I have a thing against clowns, Tim Curry as Pennywise, that's the reason. So the town of Derry, Maine has been plagued by kids going missing for years and years now. A group of kids soon find out the culprit to be a strange clown known as Pennywise the Dancing Clown, played this time by Bill Skarsgård. Let's talk about Bill Skarsgård first. I like him a lot as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Do I like him more than Tim Curry though? Well, I'll let the man himself answer.
No. No. No.
I do that just so I'd have an excuse to show a clip from Clue? Yeah. Bill Skarsgård is good though, his Pennywise is great. The only problem I have with him is the look. His Pennywise is more childlike and mischievous almost. Like I said, the only problem I have with him is the look, and that's a problem with the movie more in general really. The look of Pennywise in this movie is actually just trying to scare you, whereas in the Tim Curry version, the performance is what's scary. It actually looks just like a normal clown. Or like, you ask me, all clowns are scary. But like, the performance is what's scary. But the performance of Bill Skarsgård made up for it, I think. They showed too much gore in this movie, at least in the beginning we saw way too much of Georgie's fate. I think a subtle build-up, at least until we get to the ending. Like, especially in that first scene, we could have just cut and then build up, like, leave it up to the audience's imagination of what Pennywise is capable of. The filmmakers talked about how there's a lot of practical effects, there's a lot of bad CGI, I don't know what the hell they were talking about. Like, there's some CGI that just ruins the scene. Like, there's a scene in the trailer where Bill, one of the loser club kids, sees a vision of his younger brother Georgie. The bit in the trailer where it's like, you'll flow too, you'll flow too, you'll flow too. Then they ruin it by like adding a Zack Snyder gray filter to it and like Kylo Renning his voice, so it's like, you'll flow too, you'll flow too, you'll flow too, you'll flow too. Pennywise is actually a small part of this movie because the bulk of the movie is actually dealing with the Losers Club. The kids actually dealing with Pennywise the Clown. The Losers Club, led by Bill, have all had run-ins with Pennywise. Pennywise appears to them in various forms depending on what their biggest fear is. Only for like two losers are the fears like actually interesting on any kind of psychological level. Like the girl Beverly is growing up, she's starting to become a woman and going on her period and things like that. So Pennywise makes the whole sink when she looks in it explode in a whole thing of blood, and blood goes all over her bathroom. And it works with the loss of her innocence, and that's the whole theme in the movie, and the actress plays it great, especially with the character also having to deal with sexual abuse from her father. Meanwhile, the fat kid has to see a headless guy with no backstory. The kid actors are really good. They're all really believable, especially the girl, whose name I'm gonna look up right now. Sophia Lillis. And Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things as another foul-mouthed kid, a smartass in this one. Remind me a little too much of myself as that age. The movie's climax turned into like a video game boss battle where it like kept manifesting their biggest fears while he was fighting them. It was really weird. Like, if their fears were better developed in the movie, it would have worked. But like, it was really weird. It turned into like a weird fight scene. Something more thematic would have been better, not like a fight. Also, the movie ends with sequel bait, because if people didn't know, the book that this is based on is 1,200 pages long and takes place in 2 different time periods, and 1,200 pages is too damn long. So the studio decided to make this 2 different movies, which I think is a smart decision. The miniseries was 2 different parts, so like, I knew this going in, but I don't think the general audience knew. So like, when It Chapter 1 popped up, I heard it like groan from the audience. I don't know why the studio just didn't straight up call this It Chapter 1. I don't think it would have hurt the box office. I enjoyed the movie. Solid horror movie. Solid remake. Definitely better than the miniseries from what I remember anyway. Great performances from the kid actors, definitely. I'll definitely see the next one, even though I think the adult part of the book sucks from what I've heard. It was better than Annabelle 2. Bye.